Hello everyone and welcome back to the 3T Path channel. My name is Giridhari Das, and today I want to talk about a common misconception, a common error that's become so common that it's a standard thing that you see all over the internet and in all the books that teach religious studies on Hinduism, etc. And that's the idea that Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu. But here I'm going to tell you that it's actually the other way around, that actually Vishnu is an avatar of Krishna. And I'm going to prove to you with a very important verse from the Bhagavata Purana. So this verse I'm reading, it's a very important verse. Sometimes it's considered the emperor verse because it rules over all other concepts. It's a very key concept of the Bhagavata Purana. And so this is from the first canto, chapter 3, verse 28. I'm going to read the Sanskrit and then the direct literal translation of it. Here it goes. Iti cāṁśa-kalāḥ puṁsaḥ Kṛṣṇas tu Bhagavan svayam indrāri-vyākulaṁ lokaṁ mṛḍayanti yuge. And this is a very literal translation of it. And these are the parts and expansions of the person. However, Krishna is the Lord Himself. Kṛṣṇas tu Bhagavan svayam. In every yuga, these incarnations protect the world disturbed by Indra's enemies. So, how does this verse fit in? This verse fits in at the end of a long list of different avatars in this section of the Bhagavata Purana. And in this long list of avatars, Krishna isn't the first one mentioned. There are other ones that are mentioned before Krishna. Now what happens is there's another famous list of avatars called the dashavatar. The dashavatar is a list of the 10 most famous avatars. Of course, the concept of avatars is a fascinating key concept of the whole Vedic tradition. And the idea is that the one God, the one Supreme Lord, it's monotheism, there's only one God, but this one God comes down. Avatara means to cross down, crosses down from transcendence, from the other world, the spiritual realm, from, the kingdom of God in Western language, you might say. So who comes down from the spiritual realm into this material realm. So avatar. And there's this list of, and God does that all the time. It happens yuge, in every era. It just happens from time to time. There's a need for God to come down. And of course, Krishna is, a perfect situation, a perfect example of this. He had to come down because the planet Earth was being taken over by the wrong species, was taken over by the Asuras, this civilization of very materialistic, proud, angry types, and they were taking over the planet Earth, and they're not supposed to. Planet Earth is a habitat for humans and not for these Asuric beings. So it was like this, the wrong is like, imagine if somebody tries to build something in a national park. It's like, no, you can't, because this place is reserved for these other species and you can't come here and, set up yourself here. You can't do that. So it was kind of like that. So this planet Earth was being taken over. It was by the Asuras. They had this plan, and the demigods couldn't handle it, so they had to call in for Krishna's help. And plus, most importantly, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of yoga had been lost. Yoga nashta parantapa. So the knowledge of spirituality had been lost. The knowledge of God had been lost. And that's why if you study past human history, what you find is demigod worship, the worship of nature gods, right? Because the knowledge, the path, which is called yoga, to worship the one Supreme Lord, the concept of the one Supreme Transcendental Lord, had been lost. The yoga nashta parantapa, the path of yoga had been broken, had been lost. So Krishna came for these reasons. So the avatar comes for these different reasons. But it comes in different planets, in different times. It comes many different ways, and it comes in different forms. So there's many different forms of God in the Vedic tradition. So in this list of the 10 most famous, called the dashavatar, you have Krishna as number 8. So people say, oh, so Krishna is the 8th incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Now, what they don't understand is that these lists, like the dashavatar, like the list that precedes this verse in the Bhagavata Purana, these are chronological lists. These are lists that list in chronological order the different comings of God. It's not ontological. It's not in order of importance. It's in order of chronology, of time, because according to Vedic cosmology, the universe has been around for a very, very long time, 150 trillion years already. And so, of course, there are other avatars have come from time immemorial, from the very primordial beginnings of this universe. There were already avatars coming down, and Krishna came down only 5,000 years ago. So in chronology, in terms of the most important, obviously Krishna comes later. So he comes as number 8 in this Dashavatar list. So there are different lists, but the most common list, he comes in number 8. And in this list, in the Bhagavata Purana, he comes in, I think, number 19. So it depends on the list, but it's not in terms of origin. Krishna doesn't come out of Vishnu. It's actually the other way around. As we see here, Krishna's to Bhagavan svayam. So Krishna is actually the full aspect of God. And from that full aspect of God, there are other manifestations, including the Vishnu manifestation. So the Vishnu manifestation is actually a part, an expansion of Krishna, not the other way. So, and Vishnu is actually most commonly understood as, if you can, there's one way to look at Vishnu, as is my spiritual master jokes, God at the office. So Vishnu is the manifestation of God which rules this, which is present here, taking care of this universe. In every universe, an expansion of Vishnu enters, of God enters as Vishnu. And that's why we spoke of last week of the 3 modes of nature, the guna avatars, and we spoke about Vishnu as the sattva guna avatar. And so he's always present. So, Vishnu as the manifestation of God within the universe, but not the ultimate, most complete form of God. That is Krishna. Krishna's to Bhagavan svayam. So Krishna is the Lord Himself. So I just want to make that clear, because people get this confused. They think Krishna, and then they minimize, they don't understand the importance of Krishna, or why do people dedicate themselves to Krishna and not Vishnu? Because Krishna is actually the full version of God, the fullest aspect of God. And I'll be doing another video describing how Krishna is this full manifestation of God. That'll be coming up. If you're watching this after July 2024, that video will already exist and be here in the description of this video. So that's it for now. Let me know if there's any questions in these regards. You can leave your questions below, and have your rest of your day with lots of peace and lots of love.